What's up, everybody? So today I want to talk about something that I've struggled with my whole life, and recently I do feel that I have gotten better at it. However, it's still there and it's still a big issue for me. And it's this idea of caring what people think. And I know it sounds so simple. Everybody just says, be yourself, do what makes you happy, don't worry about other people. But for a lot of people, I don't think they actually realize how deep down this actually goes. Because caring what people think isn't just this small insecurity that we have. For a lot of us, it ends up shaping a big portion of our life. It controls what we try, what we do, what we say, what we go after, and what we hold back from. And honestly, for the longest time, it really controlled me way more than I would like to admit. So for the longest time, I never actually pursued what I wanted to do. Not because I didn't know what made me happy, but I was scared of how others would perceive me. I was just worried about being judged. And that's such a weird and terrible way to live your life, because you're basically living your life through somebody else's eyes. You're not necessarily doing things because you want to, but you're doing things based on what you think would be accepted. Now, for the longest time, I have always loved consuming and watching content, whether that be on YouTube or any other social media platform. That's been a part of my life, consuming that content forever, it seems. And I've always looked to these creators and these people online who are able to do what they love every single day, whether that be fitness related or just anything in general. They're able to do exactly what they want to do, what they love. They're able to work for themselves and make a living doing it. And to me, that always just seemed like the most incredible thing. And for the longest time, I've wanted to do exactly what I'm doing now, but I've always just held back because of how I thought others would perceive me and how I thought I would be judged. And now that I've finally made the jump and started creating videos, I have this voice in the back of my head always just telling me, where would I be right now if I'd started 5 years ago? And another thing that I've noticed is I think most of us are living with something called the spotlight effect. You feel like there's a spotlight on you all the time. Everybody notices absolutely everything that you do, the way you look, what you said, what you posted, or how you acted. But the truth is, people are way more focused on themselves than we think. And I like this quote that says, no one is thinking about you as much as you are thinking about you. And I think that is totally true, because most people aren't sat here analyzing you, thinking about everything you say or do or every big decision you make. They're analyzing themselves and they're worried about themselves. And yet we're always here walking around like we're on this stage where everybody's looking at us and caring. But most of the time, it's just all in our head. And I think it's super important to talk about why we care so much, because it's human and it's wired for our own belonging. We want approval, we want to fit in, we want to be liked, and that's not a weakness, that's literally just being a person. But the big problem is when that approval becomes the goal, when you start living your life only for validation from others instead of truly feeling fulfilled in yourself. And that is exhausting. Another quote that I like is, the biggest prison people live in is in the fear of what other people think. And that is exactly what it feels like. It's a prison that you can't even see. And when you care way too much, it costs you so much. Opportunities, confidence, joy. Because you hesitate, you overthink, you shrink yourself. And the worst part is you lose so much valuable time. You lose years just caring what people think and not doing what you truly want to do. And there are so many people out there who never even start what they truly want to do because they're scared of being judged. They never try, they never go all in, never become who they want to be, not because they can't, but because they don't want to look stupid. And one of the biggest realizations that I've had is that people are gonna judge you no matter what. If you decide to chase something big, they're gonna judge you. If you stay average, they're gonna judge you. If you post online, they're gonna judge you. If you don't, they're gonna judge you as well. So at the end of the day, you might as well be judged doing the thing that you love. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is, "Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from." Why am I letting random people's opinions of me dictate my life? It just sounds crazy, and it makes no sense when you actually say it out loud. And something I've learned is that confidence, it doesn't come first all the time. You don't wake up confident and just start doing something. You start uncertain, you start unsure. When you start, it's messy, and then the confidence, that comes afterward. That embarrassment that you feel is the entry fee for your own growth. And if you want to do something meaningful, you have to be willing to face that embarrassment, and you have to be willing to look stupid at first. And that applies to literally all aspects of your life. And the biggest regrets that I've faced in my life, they don't come from trying something and failing. They come from never trying something at all. They've come from playing it safe, from letting fear decide. And ultimately, we only regret the chances that we didn't take. Because that feeling of failure, it's only temporary, and failure itself is temporary. But having the feeling and the thought in your head of, what if, that lasts forever. So how do you actually stop caring so much? First, I think it's important to understand that everyone is insecure, some more than others, but at the end of the day, everyone has things that they're insecure about. And the people that are judging you, and the people's opinions that you care so much about, you have to know that they are insecure as well. And at the end of the day, truly confident people, they're not the ones that are gonna be tearing you down and judging you. Now, another thing that I think is important is thinking about your future self. Think about 15, 20 years down the line. Are you really gonna care what somebody thought about you when you're 30, 35, 40 years old? No, you're only gonna care if you chased your dreams and did what you truly wanted to do and what you truly loved. Now, courage, it's built. You don't just find confidence. You don't just wake up one day and be confident. You have to build it, and you build that through reps, and those reps at first are gonna be uncomfortable, embarrassing, and very scary. But over time, the more you expose yourself to those situations, you're gonna be more confident in yourself. And the last thing is, your life, it has to be yours. And another one of my favorite quotes that comes from Steve Jobs is, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." And that's the whole entire message. Our time on this earth is so finite and short. It makes no sense to not do what you truly wanna do because of how others think about you. Now, I want to end with this. The version of you that finally stops caring what people think is free. Not because nobody judges, but because you stop belonging to their judgment. You belong to yourself. And the truth is, the people who matter, they're not going to be the ones judging you. And the people that judge you, they don't matter. So if you're watching this and there's something or someone holding you back from chasing your dreams, just start, just try, and just go for it. Your life is not a performance for anybody else. Your life is yours. So be where your feet are and stop living for other people. I'll see you guys next time.